What is that noise?
It's fireworks. Corey's house.
It's the 4th of July, Chad.
Fireworks. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's going to be going all episode long.
Yeah.
Salute!
Yeah. This episode of Comically Gaming is brought to you by Blockhead Printing. For all your custom nerdy shirt printing, cons, parties, or gaming clubs, this is a full-service, badass screen printing company. Check out blockheadprinting.com. What's up, everybody?
Oh,
Happy 4th of July.
happy 4th.
If you're not from America watching this video, we have a holiday here called the 4th of July. It's Independence Day. It's when we told those Brits to suck it.
That's Brexit, 1776.
Yep. I'm a bicentennial baby, FYI, so I'm even more patriotic. I'll say I 100% hate politics. I hate how the whole world is divisive right now, or our whole country is, and how everybody makes up and invents facts depending on what their point of view is. I hate that. I don't even want to go there, but I'm proud to be an American. Happy 4th of July.
Hey, Jimi Hendrix was born here, man.
Yeah. Down living in this place. I think Jeff's the only one of us that's actually served for our country. Thanks, Jeff.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Thanks.
kind of not the
Thank
holiday
you,
for
Jeff.
that, but whatever. Thank you. Appreciate it. So yeah, this week I'm Nate. It's my brother Corey.
Corey.
He's got the
I'm
fireworks
Jeff.
going on over there.
Yeah.
Jeff and Dirk.
Going to be fireworks all
Squatch.
episode.
I'm pointing where you guys are on my screen now, but you're actually going to be
I'm right here.
Over here.
Totally. So yeah, this is episode 59 of Comically Gaming. Thanks for stopping by. We went from we had last week's show we had 623 subscribers. We're up to 637. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Really appreciate you. Yeah, hope you enjoy the show.
Average rate now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right. Yep. It's awesome for sure. Definitely appreciates everybody's support.
For sure.
So round robin, real quick. Let's do how'd the week go? Corey, you want to go first?
Sure. Finally did it. Beat Persona.
Beat Persona. Saw the credits.
The irony,
Yeah.
I just started, so.
All the credits. Yeah. Yeah. Had a great time.
So we'll talk about Persona a little bit later. My one question is, did you get, when I played Persona 4, I saw the credits once and was like, oh shit, that was the bad ending. And then I went back to my last save point and kept on playing. Like, did you ever have that moment in Persona 5 or no?
No.
No? Okay, cool.
No. You warned me that would happen, so I was really crazy about my saves for the past 20 hours, but no, it was a good ending, for sure.
I have questions on Persona 2, but we can handle later.
That's in the video game news. Oh, I screwed up. I'm going to say it now, everybody. I want to start putting, at the start of these shows, timestamps across the bottom for the different sections. So if you just want to skip out, if you want to go straight to Star Wars Talk, you can look in the bottom of the screen here, and it's going to tell you where to fast forward to go to Star Wars Talk. Vice versa, comic book talk, vice versa, video game talk, all that stuff. So it's probably already gone by because I'm going to put it in the beginning of the video, and maybe I'll throw it down there again when we're actually talking about it. But FYI, going forward.
Awesome.
This week we got, we're going to do comic news, video game news, Dungeons & Dragons talk, and full spoilers around Star Wars, particularly the Last Jedi trailer and some details in Rogue One to tie into it. Sorry, Corey, to interrupt. You go on.
Dog
Something's
just stayed in my
happening
bedroom. Lola went into my bedroom. She never goes in there.
My dog was horrified.
Scared of these fireworks.
Yeah, my dog was hiding in my laundry room in the dark. All the way back in the corner.
That goes for cats, too.
Yeah.
Tony's not a fan.
Well, here,
My
Dirk.
cats.
Okay, no, Corey's back. Corey,
I was just making sure she wasn't like shitting or something. She's just laying there. So, it's fine. So yeah, other than Persona, started playing Uncharted. I'm probably 3-4 hours into Uncharted 1.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Wow.
You went all the way
So-
back.
Yeah, I've never played it, so
Really?
we
I like-
didn't have PS3s. We had Xbox 360s. So
Right.
Did you do the, you got the collection?
yeah,
Yeah, collection's good.
got the collection. So yeah, digging it. I'm playing it on. I'm really just playing it to get to Uncharted 4. So I'm playing it on easy. So I don't want to get stuck in any hard firefights or anything.
Uncharted 1 should only take you 6-7 hours on easy.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that, it's really short.
Yeah,
It's
And-
really
and-
short.
I'm digging it. You could tell it's an old game.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, no spoilers. I was on a jet ski at one point, and it just seemed
Nice.
clunky and not like it had to stop every time I would shoot, and like
Yeah.
it was just
It's old.
seemed like it could have done way
It's
better.
old.
Yeah.
But I'm digging it. It's fun. Just coming from Persona, it's totally different. Obviously, running through, gunning people down, it's definitely different than the Japanese RPG. So having fun with it. And yeah, other than that, I read the books that we discussed. Jessica Jones, Spider-Man, Secret Empire, and I guess the only show we're watching right now is Fear the Walking. Well, I'm watching Fear the Walking Dead, but I haven't watched it yet, so I think that's about it for my week.
Sweet.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeff?
Nice
how's your
week.
Oh, it's not so bad. I've actually been playing Diablo 3 again for some reason.
Nice.
Ah.
I think it's because they were hyping up the Necromancer, and then
Right.
I thought about getting it, and then I was like, $15, and it wasn't all that. I've been playing some of the PlayStation VR a little bit. I'm trying to get so I don't get motion sickness after about 30 minutes of play,
Right.
Yeah.
but it takes a while. But dude, I'm telling you
I need
that
to get it.
that
This is
Battlefront
Skyrim.
X-Wing, that Rogue One X-Wing mission for the VR,
Yeah.
dude,
Gotta be sick.
it's
Yeah. I'm surprised it exists, and I haven't gone out and spent the money on it yet.
Yeah.
it's
I know,
500.
I've been
The
thinking
problem is
about
it's
it.
$500.
I know.
Right.
It's a
Skyrim.
steep price, but I haven't done Resident Evil 7. I have it, and it's VR completely. But I've
Yeah.
been doing this Valkyrie and the
Right.
X-Wing, and I got my 4-year-old to do there's a deep sea exploration,
Sure.
and he likes it, and you watch him like trying to reach out for the fish. And,
Funny.
and the first time I did it, you're in the cage, you're going down, and the cage hits a rock and it moves, and I unconsciously grabbed out to hold on to the rail that's not there.
Funny.
But then I read the warning. It says not for kids under 12. I'm like, whoops. Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, they said the same thing about the 3DS. I think they're just trying to cover their asses, you know.
They are. They
Yeah,
are. But
if you play every now and then, I don't think that's going to be the end of the world.
no.
Do
But
you have the Batman game? Everybody said that's awesome.
I thought about it, but I've heard it's really short,
Yes, I have too. I don't know
Yeah,
what it costs.
and it's like I think it's like $50, $50.
Really?
and
Yeah.
I don't want to shell that out for.
You don't want to be Batman?
Wait, it'll be
Be
20 bucks
the
or something
Batman.
at some point.
Yeah, I'll
right?
wait for it to come down.
Yeah. Right.
I'll wait for it to come down because I played Arkham Knight all the way through, and I loved Arkham Knight.
Right.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yep.
So they're making a Spider-Man Home.
Yeah.
They're doing a
Yeah.
Spider-Man one.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that because I played, what was it, the first Spider-Man game account? I think it was for the PS3 or PS4, and the controls were just really spotty, and it was hard to watch where you're going to sling webs, and it was really poorly done.
Plus, you
what-
talk about motion sickness.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Spider-Man would be the motion
Right.
sickness game.
No, you'd think so, but the VR, because it's right here, and it's more like aerial combat and stuff like that, because you're looking
Yeah.
around, and in space there's no horizon to look at to steady yourself,
I gotcha.
and so it it starts to get to me after a while.
Sure. That
And,
makes
and
sense.
I talked to somebody, said, they played it for 20, 30 minutes a day for 2 weeks to get over it. And I'm like, well, I don't have that much time to do it.
Yeah, it's weird. Me and Corey have talked about it before. It's weird that they're pushing a $500 product that makes people sick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but it's obviously you think it's cool
People
if
want
you're
it.
willing
Yeah.
to train yourself or whatever to get past
It is
that.
cool. And what's nice is you can control everything with the headset on. It just puts the the TV in front of you.
Right.
And
Right.
so everything's right there and you're just looking around. And some of the games
Nice.
actually incorporate it where you look down at positions and then you can activate it.
Totally.
So,
Crazy.
and the X-Wing one, you can look down and you have to look at the button to go into light speed, and you have to look at the button and press it to lock your X-foils in attack positions.
Nice.
And then you can look out the canopy, see them open up, and I'm like, dude, this is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Other than that, yeah, that's it.
Nice.
And video edit. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, video editing. Yep.
Have I said enough times how much I appreciate that, Jeff?
Oh, okay.
Sub DMing.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
Dirk?
fun.
He's totally my my DM assistant.
Yeah.
Bounce everything off of Jeff. What did I do? I got Persona.
You got
Yeah.
Persona.
Yes,
We're
finally.
gonna talk
jumped
about Persona later, so let's skip
Yeah.
Persona talk.
Got that. I started playing because of my whole PlayStation fiasco a while back where everything was erased. I started Fallout over again, and I'm pretty far into it. Fallout 4.
Right.
I think I'm close to the end. I think.
How many hours?
I don't know. A lot. I don't even know. I lost track. I mean, and let's see what else. Still playing Hot Shots. Still on the gold level. Haven't won any holes. But I'm at the end. We're at the end of the game, basically. We just have that gold level to take care of, and we'd be done.
Right. Nice.
I think that's it.
You play
Let's
that
see,
with
Preacher.
The wife?
Oh,
You
watch
guys take
Preacher.
turns, or
Yes.
What do you...
Yeah, we take turns on a hole.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And then watch Preacher. I haven't finished it yet. I just watched episode 1.
Of season 2?
Yeah.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Did you watch all the first season?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I
love
actually
it so
love it
much.
more than the comic, which is a rarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I tried to go back and read Preacher, and it was very dated, some of the language and, like, comic aspects of it.
Right.
But the show was incredible. I mean, it's on steroids, that book on steroids.
Yeah, we're doing a show about the Preacher too, and the reaction show.
Yeah.
I just pointed out to Corey last time. It's just the charisma that those three actors have with each other is so great.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's such
it
a
blows me
seamless
away.
blend
Yeah.
of like gore, campiness, comedy, serious. Yeah, there's a lot of different elements going on, but it's
Yeah.
seamless.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel out of place.
For sure.
Totally.
Get ready for
It's awesome.
episode 2.
Oh,
Great.
oh.
It's really great. All right, cool. So my week, I finished Better Call Saul, season 3, up to
Nice.
date.
I know you had emotional reactions, right?
I can't find anybody to talk about the damn show with me. I want to have a spoilers discussion.
I'll
about
do it.
that.
I'll do it at some point.
Okay.
I'm gonna start that next. I'll start.
All right.
I'm doing that and Attack on Titan. So
Yeah,
I'll do those
it's-
2 next.
It's so good. It's so good. I love it to death.
What is that noise?
It's
Fireworks.
Corey's house.
It's the 4th of July, Chad.
Fireworks. Oh, yeah.
It's going to be going all episode long.
Yeah.
Salute.
Yeah. So, yeah, good thing we're not doing podcasts yet, because, I mean, that would just kill people if they were...
Oh, yeah.
This is audio only. Okay, so, yeah, and then the comic books that we talked about. Started playing Dirt again. Corey, you got to sign up. You got to jump in there.
What is that?
Rally racing game.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
they
Is that
have
fun?
this- yeah, it's great, and they have an online league where you can. What I do is I set it up so there's like one particular race that you have a week to play and set a time on, and then at the end of the week it tallies everybody's times and assigns points based on how you
nice.
did.
It's like
we don't-
ATV? What is that?
No rally race
Okay.
cars.
Okay,
It's like
sweet.
European rally racing. the other thing is that I finally got to the Pikes Peak hill climb. It took me forever to unlock that, and Pikes Peak is the base of that sucker is literally a 10-minute drive from where I'm sitting right now.
Oh,
And
wow.
I've driven up there twice since we moved here, and it's perfect. It's so awesome how perfect it
That's
is.
crazy.
I can't say enough. It's great. The little
I totally gotta check that out.
yeah, when you come down halfway down the hill, there's a ranger who's got a little heat thermometer who tests your brakes and tells you if you got to pull over or not, if you don't know how to drive down a mountain or not. And
Yeah.
it's like that station's there. You go flying by it. You end at the top of the hill. There's a donut shop. Boom, you see the donut shop when you get up to the top.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's turn by turn perfect. So I'm
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's really, really cool. So yeah, got back into that a little bit. And we've had that for a long time. Tried Crossout. I think Crossout's stupid. That's a free game that came out recently. I'm playing, unlike Corey, I'm also trying to get to Uncharted 4. I'm on Uncharted 3. That's what I spent most of my time playing. And I do got to say, having played 1 and 2 fairly recently, that they really upped the game on 3. I feel like
Yeah.
the storytelling
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
And the way that the characters are having dialogue throughout the game, it's not necessarily in a cutscene ever, even though there are cutscenes, that dialogue just carries straight over to when you're playing along. Like, it really feels like, to me, Half-Life 2 was the first game to do that good. And I feel like this is the first game that kind of takes that to a next level. Also, me and Corey talk about it all the time. The Last of Us is like our number 1 or 2 favorite game of all time based on what day you talk to us. And Uncharted 3 is the first time that I ever thought that Uncharted was even close to on par with The Last of Us. And just because the storytelling is getting so good. So I'm really excited to get to 4 since that was their next game after The Last of Us.
4 is...
And how 3 is ramping up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm stoked for that. So
I gotta get on them too, man. It's
Yeah.
just so much.
It's good that you're playing them sequentially, because
Right.
then everything's fresher in your mind.
yeah, totally. And then
Then a new one.
when we play Sunday nights, Ghost Recon Wildlands, and then we started playing 7 Days to Die. We talked about that last week. We made it to day 8. We're
Yeah.
still alive.
Yeah.
So
Wasn't that hardcore?
that was my week.
Nice.
We did it.
It's a lot.
Good week.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so everybody, moving along. I'm gonna do video game news first this week. There's not much
Okay.
of it, so we can kind of get through to. We're kind of, as we were last week. We're in the post E3 kind of doldrums right now, where everybody announced everything 2 weeks ago. So there's not a lot of new announcements.
Are we on right
the
now?
One thing I wanted to point out to everybody is that Until Dawn is free if you have PlayStation Plus starting
really?
tomorrow. This is starting
Oh,
today. If
ah.
you're watching this video, it's free for you right now if you have PlayStation Plus. Go download that fucking game and play that. That is a great game if you have not played it.
What
Horror
game?
Until
totally
Dawn.
gory,
Ah.
nasty stuff happening to teenagers in the woods. I will say, I said it before with Corey as well when we had our full spoilers discussion about it. There's some dialogue that's really bad, and especially at the beginning. Get past that. Power through it.
Yeah.
Once people start dying, you'll be glad that they're dying in some cases. But by the end of the game, it's really, really great. Kind of choose your own adventure.
It's on Plus?
If you look in the trophies, there's everything from nobody
Yeah, it's
dies
free.
to everybody dies trophies at the end of it. So
Sweet.
I don't know how you can make it through with nobody dying, to be honest,
Yeah.
based on my playthrough. But totally different for everybody. And if you like horror movies, you got to play Until Dawn. Right,
Will do,
Corey?
man. Will do.
Yeah, for sure.
Corey,
What?
any of you talk right now?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I hear him.
Why? Can you hear me?
My bad. Corey? If I was just talking over you guys, I apologize. I had my shit was muted there.
You
for a
were.
second.
Yeah, you were. I was trying to...
Yeah, it's free on PS Plus. And yeah, it's awesome.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Sweet.
Sorry. So you were
We're
saying
sitting there trying to
something
get a word in edge. We're trying to get a word in edgewise, and you were just...
Yeah, you were all just like...
Oh.
I thought you were just rolling past me. I was like, well, all right. We'll catch up on the next segment.
Dirk's like, he's like, are we on? And I'm shaking my head because I didn't want to talk over you. And he was just...
Everybody else was going to hear you guys. Just me wasn't hearing it there. So my bad. Totally. Did you
That's
have
great.
2 cents to spit then, there, Dirk?
No.
Like,
I was just curious. I'd seen on Until Dawn. I think it has 4.5 stars on the reviews, so I was always curious about it.
Yeah.
So it's free on Plus.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep. So, I also wanted
37
to... What's that?
I was just looking at how big it was.
Right. The next thing that I want to talk about was Skyrim VR a little bit.
Okay.
So we had talked about it when it was announced, when we did our E3 spectacular and whatnot. I've since heard talk of people who actually played it. And everybody said that it's not as good as the Fallout 4 VR on the HTC Vive, saying that basically what happens is that they're going off.
They go wild here. Kind of sucks. I can't see
I'm surprised it hasn't started here, to be honest.
That's funny. So, down here, the woods start burning down, so people really don't shoot a lot of fireworks.
Yeah. I live in the 9th Ward.
Yeah, right. Your house, it's machine guns. I've lived there. I had the machine guns in my house. But the Skyrim VR. So, from what I heard, is that the combat sucks. So
I
it's
could see
not.
that.
They didn't.
Yeah,
really,
the spell casting, right? Would be crazy.
Actually, they said swinging a sword's the worst because they didn't actually change anything about this other than putting it in VR. So, essentially you're hitting a button, your dude swings. It's not like sticking somebody and watching them react. Like, the way that the enemies react to your attacks is very kind of disjointed from what I heard.
Yeah.
The flip side of that, what everybody said, and the reason why I'll own it at some point in my life, is because walking around in Skyrim is awesome.
Yes.
Right?
It is. It's gorgeous. That music.
Yeah.
I mean, that soundtrack, I could walk around to that, like, all the time.
Yeah, so Jeff, I don't know how you feel. Like, if I was sitting in your shoes where you own PlayStation VR, that'd be day one must buy for me.
Yes,
I'd be more excited about that than Fallout, to be honest.
I don't know, because, I mean, how many copies of Skyrim do you need, actually? Because
I originally said that. I was like, they're just going to keep re-releasing it with, different consoles and game, versions, but the VR I would absolutely try.
I think, though, with what you're saying, if you're still using a controller, because with the VR you can use the controller for some games, the other ones you can use the 2 motion controllers, and then with Far Cry you have the gun.
Right.
I think if they could have incorporated with the actual motion controllers,
Yeah.
one is your shield, one is your sword, I think that...
Eventually they'll get there.
I think
it's
so.
just a matter of
I think
time.
they pushed it too early.
Sure.
Yeah.
To launch this Skyrim for VR. They should have waited, because VR only came out in October.
Right.
It's only been 6-7 months.
I still just want to walk down those roads.
I think it'd be cool to...
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, as immersive as the VR games I've played so far, even the chintzy Playroom one that comes with it that you can download for free.
Yeah.
Even in those games, they're fun, and it's really cool to look around and it's even so far as if you're standing, you sit down, it actually moves with you. The camera moves down with you as you sit down, so you change elevations.
Sure.
Nice.
So I think that'd be cool. Although in Skyrim, if you're sitting there crouching everywhere, sneaking around, your legs would probably get really tired.
Yeah.
Right. Totally.
Calves.
Totally. You said Far Cry. You mean Farpoint, right?
Farpoint. Sorry. Yep.
Do you have that?
I don't have that.
Oh, yeah, I want to try that sometime.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, but everybody says
I've shelled out a lot of money.
It's just as fun to just look at your gun as it is to actually play the game. So
That's
we'll
nice.
try it. All right.
We're getting there.
Cool. So yeah, definitely. Just wanted to point out that little bit that I heard there. The next thing is let's talk some Persona 5. So not spoilers. Corey beat it. I'm through the first palace. Dirk, where are you at?
I'm curious. I have some questions.
Okay.
So I just picked up the blonde with the pigtails. She's in my group now. Yeah, she's got her persona.
Yep.
So does the gameplay pretty much stay the same? Is it just like a traditional JRPG and like what makes the game awesome is the content, like the story, or is there like features
Well-
that are gonna keep popping up?
So
Both.
yeah, both.
Okay.
So the battle system does stay the same, but I don't know. See, I kind of, it's the same as 4, so I kind of knew how it goes. But essentially, when you get used to it, and eventually you'll play enough that you will
Yeah.
instantly memorize. You'll know when I see that enemy that he's weak to fire. So if I
Right.
use the fire, so I'll skip to my person that has the fire skill, knock him down,
Yeah.
do the all-out attack on him, and so all battle then has like a rhythm to it
Yeah.
that you really eventually just start blowing through
You-
and just
yeah,
feeling powerful
that's what
and
it
crushing
is.
them. And then at the end, they got the dance scene where you're going down the hall and stuff. Like
Right.
I can, if you've never played Persona before, I can see it being kind of clunky and just clicking one step at a time sort of thing.
Right.
Like once you get halfway through
But
the game,
eventually, right.
the whole thing rolls and has a really kind of
'Cause
cool
right
feel
now-
to it.
Right now, it's the story that's got me locked in. But if I, like you said, if I get used to that rhythm of playing in it, I think I just need to focus on that by itself,
Right.
not play anything else. You know?
That's the thing, man. It's so long. Corey, what was your final hour count?
130.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's
God.
crazy long. The year that I played
Jeez,
Persona
man.
4, that was that and The Witcher 3. Those were the
Yeah.
only 2 games I played that year. You
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah, it's
so-
long as hell.
Another thing that I completely love, and I actually went and got a few after this, but the soundtrack, that J-pop soundtrack,
yeah,
I went and got a bunch of like 80s J-pop mixtapes and stuff. Just based off of that, it like kicked off. I love that shit, man.
Yeah.
It's so glitzy and awesome.
I agree. Yeah, I can't agree more. And what happens, Dirk, and you'll see, is that the characters in character development
Yeah.
becomes cooler than the story. When you get
Wow.
to the end of it, you'll spend so much time with those kids that
Yeah.
they grow on you in the way that nothing else has. Nothing else.
So it's a lot. It's very option based, right? In terms of because you get like 2 to 3 choices in every response. Does that shift how the game moves? Like, is it heavily dependent upon your response?
So yes
I
and
don't
no.
think
Or
what
is that just for
happens
flavor?
in the game. Like you build stronger relationships with the characters depending on the choices like you make in the conversations. But
Yeah.
Right.
but
Okay.
I mean the game ends on a specific day on that calendar, and the same stuff is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Again, what's different, Dirk, is your relationships with the characters and how your stories with
Right.
them play out. So, like, and especially what I heard, and I can't wait. I don't know. It's going to be 5 years before I beat this game, but I started hearing people talk about it who beat it, and one guy said, yeah, at the end of the game, this specific thing happened with these 3 characters, and then the other person was saying, with those characters, I haven't built up my, what's it called, confidence or whatever, at all with them. And the dude looked at him and was like, I have no idea what the end of the game is going to be like for you because of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, I'm curious how different that is. But again, the game becomes what's cool about the game is based on relationships and characters. And
Right.
And so
And that
that's
disturbing
that's
gym
what's
teacher.
different. That's what's different. Yeah. What's his
That
name?
that volleyball coach, man. Wow.
What's his name?
Oh yeah, Kamoshida.
Yeah, Kamishima.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. What do you think about that, Dirk? About, again, no spoilers here. I don't want to.
No, I like how
the story.
I mean, this is gonna sound weird, but I like how disturbing the content is. To be honest,
right.
it's just
about-
like it's very anime-ish, you know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Besides the artwork, the storyline itself is very anime-ish.
for sure.
And what about, just out of curiosity, when you were asking us about the game before you bought it, you were talking about possibly playing it with the wife. I'm curious what her impression is.
She did. She watched the first part, the whole break-in scene where he gets arrested. She watched that and she was into it.
Yeah.
Totally. It's not a game that she would be interested in playing, but she can sit there and watch it.
Sure. Sure. And creepy Kamoshida, does that
Yeah.
play?
She
play
didn't
well
see
there?
that
Okay,
yet.
no, I'm just curious because people who,
But look, like I said, she's walked into that Witcher scene where they were having sex. So I mean, I don't think anything, is going to be shocking.
yeah, I can't say anymore without
Yeah.
spoiling stuff for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to keep checking in. I got to play more. You got to play more.
Sweet. Yeah,
we gotta
absolutely.
go through it. Jeff,
Yeah.
buy it. It's great.
It's
we
actually
convinced you
up
by
on
now?
my other screen right now.
Totally.
Oh, is it?
Well, I was looking at the reviews and reading about it.
Man, the
It's my
artwork,
favorite game. In
besides
so
the
long.
character artwork, they're like all the icons and the fonts and stuff
Yeah.
are incredible. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's small elements of it, but so stylish.
Yep.
It's sweet.
It's if I don't buy it now through the summer, I won't have time to play it once school starts back up. It'll
Right.
just
Well, yeah,
Well, you
D&D is
better buy
like
it
a
then.
vacuum to me.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Corey, take us to the world of comics.
Comic news.
Yep.
Comic news.
Do it.
Again, comic movie news, basically. Yeah, not a whole lot this week. Just some stuff with the MCU and the DCCU, basically. So I guess we'll start it off with the Spider-Man news. Spider-Man coming out
couple
4
of
days.
Friday. Yeah, I'm ready.
Wow.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
gonna get off this recording and buy my tickets.
Got good reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are saying it's awesome. Can't wait. It's going to be, I mean, you already know it's going to be awesome, but
Yeah.
can't wait to see
Yeah.
it. So yeah, a couple things I said this week was announced. Kevin Feige, the MCU director dude, had an interview with IO9. It basically said that Spider-Man Homecoming 2, or whatever it's going to be titled, will be the start of Phase 4 for the MCU.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So what's the next big storyline? Because this is all around Infinity Stones, right?
Well, yeah,
There's
it's
no
going to
hint?
be after that.
Yeah. There's no hint at
they're
what
not
it is?
saying.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They haven't even announced the movies other than that one.
Yeah. The fourth.
I mean, who could it be?
Saying the as of yet untitled follow-up fourth Avengers movie will mark the unprecedented conclusion to a 22-movie overarching narrative. And Homecoming 2 will be the next phase.
It's Spider-Man related then, right?
So,
It's gotta be.
So
probably. Who knows? But that's also the end
Go ahead.
of Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and Chris Hemsworth. All of their contracts expire after.
yeah. I was reading an article that Downey said that he may not come back
That
as
means
Iron
Anthony
Man.
Mackie's gonna be in line. Get a bigger feature.
So the combination of all this guy's contracts being up and let's let the fireworks go.
America.
Go grab Budweiser or something. So the combination of all this guy's contracts being up and them not announcing what the next movies are. From what I understand, the only one that people it isn't officially announced, but because of the actors that people know about is Guardians 3, because those guys
Yeah.
are signed up for a movie.
Yeah.
Besides that, I'm really, really hoping that they shake everything up, that something
Yes.
crazy happens.
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
care if it's
Yeah.
deaths or different universes or whatever it is.
Let me ask you this, because where do you go from Thanos? I mean, who is going to be bigger than that? Galactus, and then also you would have
Can't
to
be
stay
Galactus,
in
'cause
the
they're stupid.
yeah. Well, yeah. But you'd have to stay in the Marvel space universe too. That's the
Right.
main origin of the whole Thanos storyline. So I feel like they would take a whole change in tone and make it more Earth-based, maybe. But I don't know.
No, and they're not gonna, because what's his name Peter Gunn, who's the director of
Yeah.
Guardians.
Guardians, yeah. So he's in charge of the next 10 years of, they call it Marvel's cosmic branding.
Yes.
And so that stuff's going to continue.
Okay. Wow.
My whole thought, so my only point, and then I'll shut up about this, is that I think, so they only have Spider-Man for a couple movies, right?
Yeah.
Under this deal that they have right now. So
Until it's extended. Or...
yeah, but so awesome that they would reboot with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in just the aftermath of whatever happens, Peter Parker in New York, hanging with the kids, just doing something, you know what I mean? Just like, you can set the tone for it without it being crazy by having it just be like a standalone Spider-Man story. You know what I mean? And like at the end of it, like he finds Mjolnir or something. You know what I mean? That's what happened to kick off this round.
I tell you, I would love to see the Kraven the Hunter storyline on film, but I don't know if they'll ever do it.
They announced that. We went over that last week.
Oh, what?
And Mysterio.
Yeah, Mysterio movie and Kraven movie.
Damn.
Someone hasn't been watching YouTube, obviously.
Yeah.
I've been
Somebody doesn't watch the show. But yeah, it's gonna be in the Sony Spider-Man universe.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. Well,
Oh yeah.
If they do it good, who cares, right?
let me. Yeah, no, that's true. Let me. So, is it possible? Would they be able to do something to Peter Parker to end him in Sony, and then do Miles Morales as Spider-Man in Marvel, the MCU? Is that a
I think
copyright?
Miles
Is there a
would be
copyright
Sony.
on Spider-Man, the character?
Yeah, I think Miles would be Sony also,
Okay.
from what I understand.
I thought maybe Marvel could, pull some shenanigans and get away with it.
No, because they already
he's
got
gonna
him in
be
the video game and stuff.
Yeah.
He's gonna be Sony.
Yeah.
It's basically, I don't want to go spoilers, but
Right.
Right. Only matter of time, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
All right.
well.
basically confirmed. So yeah, other Spider-Man news. I don't know if you guys heard. Spider-Man, it's canon. Peter Parker's first appearance was in Iron Man 2. Did you hear about that?
Where was he?
He was in the end. There was a kid wearing an Iron Man mask.
Oh.
And the scene in question arrives toward the end of the movie with a kid in an Iron Man mask facing down one of Hammer's robot army. The real Iron Man swoops in, makes the save, and not before telling the kid, "Nice work, kid."
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep, I remember
That's
that
Peter
scene.
Parker, and it's canon. So,
Who said that was him that made it canon?
the Tom Holland, the actor, did, and then it was confirmed. They confirmed it to be canon. That was their way of fitting him into it.
That's funny.
Wow.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Whatever.
So,
Filed under whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think it's pretty. So yeah, that's the Spider-Man news. And then
Stay tuned for next week's, right? We ought to do a spectacular for that movie, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
And then a few DC. I hadn't even heard about this. The Green Lantern Corps movie got a director, Rupert Wyatt from Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Interesting.
I hated that movie.
It's gonna be yeah.
Yeah, I did.
What's the second one?
The second new one. No, the third new one, because the first one had Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Right. The second one was
Dawn.
Dawn. Yeah, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes,
Dawn,
which
and
I
then
actually
Rise.
kind of
This
liked.
was the new one.
I thought Rise was terrible.
And then War is coming out next.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they're saying he's going to be the director, they described the film as Lethal Weapon in space.
Again, yeah. we can move on. As far as I'm concerned.
With an older Hal Jordan serving as a mentor to Jon Stewart, who's the younger Black Green Lantern. So yeah, I didn't even know that movie was coming out. But yeah. So there you go.
It's a shame. It's a shame, right? Like, that's gonna suck. And I feel like Green Lantern could be so awesome,
Yeah,
right? Could be so great.
Could be. Could be.
Gosh.
Could be.
Yeah.
it might be good.
It's
Wonder
not gonna.
Woman's
It's
good.
not gonna be good.
No.
I've
I
given
have
up
yet
all.
to
I've
see
given up
Wonder
all
Woman.
hope.
Yeah.
After seeing how good Wonder Woman was, and even though Nate didn't like it,
Green Lantern's just gonna come in from space and just murder all kinds of people. Just take a
Yeah.
big hammer and just boom, smash it down on like a busload of children.
yeah,
Sorry.
to save greater.
Cyborg's
greater
gonna be the
good.
best one.
So yeah, coming off that, Wonder Woman. Speaking of Wonder Woman, passed 700 million.
Nice.
346 million, which is North American, beating Guardians and all other DC films to date. So pretty big news.
So thank God, outsold Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeesh.
But I like Suicide Squad.
I hope you're not serious. Don't make me start that.
never know.
The only thing I liked about Suicide Squad was Margot Robbie as Harley
Yeah.
Quinn. I liked that because she sounded a lot like
Yeah.
Harley Quinn
Right.
from the Batman Arkham Knight game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's pretty hot.
I didn't like Will Smith as Deadshot. That was terrible.
Yeah.
So the problem is not Margot Robbie. The problem is that they wrote Harley Quinn's as destroying aliens with baseball bats.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
me and Corey talked about back when that movie came out. I don't know. You made me go down this path. The Harley Quinn's superpower is insanity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? It's not
What happened?
It's not
fighting
strength.
skills.
No, it's not.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So,
All right.
yeah. Last bit of news. The Matt Reeves. I don't know. Is he the director of Batman?
Yeah.
The Batman director is saying that the Batman, the movie, is going to be focused on the newer detective side of Batman.
Oh, then
So-
yeah. Okay. So,
so-
like black and white sort of
Oh, okay.
Or
gritty
more
film
detective,
noir. Yeah.
Gritty.
That would be
not
nice.
as much.
Film
like-
noir Batman would be awesome, I think.
Absolutely. I'm on board with that.
Yeah, he just said that in an interview. Yeah, that's really about it.
Batman Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
What would that movie's coming out?
Oh man. They could totally have the animated version of him. Oh,
But
wow.
That's all I got, though.
that's all you
That's
got.
Sweet.
All right. So next topic today, we want to talk some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
We got the squad here. If you do not watch our Dungeons and Dragons show, The Labyrinth
You
Lifers,
should.
you should. Yeah, it's definitely a good
Starting
time.
to get some followers, I think.
Yep, I agree with you.
Crazy.
Yep,
I think
and,
so.
Dirk is our dungeon master, right?
Try
And,
to be.
Jeff seems to be like dungeon master second in command, even though he's not. Definitely.
He's my reference guide. Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
backup.
Yeah, totally. So just wanted to talk a little bit about Dungeons and Dragons. I just want to kick it off, and then I'll let you guys kind of take it from there. Me and my buddy Oliver were having this conversation about it, and I was really talking about I love it as much as I thought I would. All these years, I've been trying to get a group to play with, and finally getting to play it, and just really kind of just love, to be honest, stretching that imagination muscle.
Yeah.
And my Oliver was talking about. Corey, you want to hit mute for just a second? So Oliver was talking about, we had a buddy who on Facebook did a Ask Me Anything sort of thing, and somebody asked him, what if you could change anything about your life right now, what would it be? And the first thing that he came out and said is, he said that I wish that I had the imagination skills that I had when I was 8 or whatever.
Right.
And Oliver kind of pointed out that Dungeons and Dragons really is socially acceptable is the wrong word, but the way that we can do that's not like playing with trucks or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the ultimate open world
right.
gaming.
The days of going back and playing with Hot Wheels and pretending like they're really cars is probably beyond my brain at this point. But for some reason, with all this other nerdy kind of storytelling stuff that we're into, Dungeons and Dragons does it right. And I just like, not to get cheesy with Dirk here, but just listening to you talk through stuff, and I just like to just close my eyes and just put it through my head, and then
to hear it, right?
Yeah, and then you pop up a picture and how that kind of matches up with what I've been thinking already and whatnot. I just really love it. So that's all I wanted to say, and then I'll just pass it on to you guys who kind of have more experience with it.
Jeff, you have anything?
Well, I'm glad that we finally got a group, because it's hard. It is so hard to find a group of people to play Dungeons and Dragons, and it's pretty amazing that we can sit here and do it via Skype. We have Roll20
spread out across the nation too.
Yeah, and we've actually been really consistent, at least every other week, to meet and do it for 2-3 hours, and it does. I think it helps bring back that creative spirit, and you think about it, because I remember playing it as a kid, and I hadn't read all the player's handbook, so it was more just a free-for-all, just do whatever you want. And as a kid, it was awesome, because I made up this own class, and it was a lot of fun. But I think that's a lot of things that people don't understand, is when you do Dungeons and Dragons, there's actually so much reading that's involved with learning how to play it. And it's ever evolving. You
got to constantly reference it too. You got to go back. I mean, look at the thing about what was the last thing I posted today about,
you were talking about
attack of opportunity.
Disengaging from a combat.
So anytime, like for example, I guess when we were doing it, last Thursday, when somebody would move up and engage with the creature, they would move back to their original position after they hit. Well, you can't.
It only happened a few times,
Right. It only happened a few times, but you can't do that. It's a disengage. You have to use disengage as an action or whatever. Anyway,
it is.
I mean, that's just a small thing. But
and the same thing happened when the direwolves started to lead.
Absolutely, yeah. They both did it. It was on both sides. Right. Yeah. So, but I think it's weird. There's been an upsurge in the popularity of the TSR stuff, which is crazy. Like, why is it happening?
TSR anymore.
Oh, well.
TSR anymore.
Wizards
of the Coast.
Yeah. I'm still thinking second edition. But I'm wondering what it is about maybe our culture or whatever that, or maybe it's the system itself, but 5th edition is more popular than, it's probably the most popular since 2nd edition. Like 3rd and 4th weren't near like the book sales that it's happening right now. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's the system and it's just simplified, or because it's not content. There's very little content so far.
I think it is the simplification, because we would talk about THAC0 back in 2nd edition.
Oh my God, yeah.
THAC0 armor class 0, and then you look at these legendary characters that had like a -4th AC, and you're like, how the hell do you even calculate that?
Yeah.
And I think you look at, culturally with D&D, what really boosted it, if you think about it, was that's what they were playing in E.T. When Elliot came in and said he saw something outside, they were playing Dungeons and Dragons. So that gave that big boost in the early 80s. And then it died out, but that's when video games started. You got Dragon Warrior, Legend of Zelda, which is all based, every RPG that's made as a video game now is based off of Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
What do you think about Stranger Things now?
Stranger Things has it too.
The E.T. thing again?
Yeah.
But as you said, Dirk, I think that it took a long time for it to catch up into the internet, because you had the TSR,
and that's what it was.
Wizard of the Coast,
we didn't
trying to protect the content.
Yeah, and we didn't have the systems weren't adaptable to the computer at that point, or they weren't done properly. Whereas this, I mean, look how seamlessly we can do this with Skype and Roll20. We now have the websites to make that sort of thing happen. So it's sort of bringing it back in.
It is. And I hadn't heard of Roll20 until you brought it up.
Yeah.
And then look at, you find like that D&D Beyond that I've been doing beta testing now.
Yeah, beta testing.
But you think of how well they've been able to control the content you've always had to pay for, like the player's handbook, the DM's guide, that's still not on the internet. I mean, you can find comic books, you can torrent movies, you can find all this stuff that you would have to pay for, but D&D is probably the hardest thing to try and get everything off the internet for free. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could totally...
Somebody torrented one of the people I play with in my other group has a PDF version of the player's handbook, and it's just a bitch to navigate and scroll through. And
I've seen PDF versions of it's too big. There's too much content.
You kind of need the book. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You do need the book.
I could totally, gives you an idea of how into it I am, but I could totally DM another campaign. I could probably do 2 right now. I mean, that's like...
If I can just kind of spit in a little bit too about the popularity of it and whatnot, like I feel like from my own point of view, as being somebody who's been into nerd culture stuff forever. I feel like we're at a point now where we've had really 2 decades where video games and movies are basically lifelike quality at this point. Of course they're not 100% there, but it's not like it was when we were kids playing Atari and looking at blocks and pretending like those were people or whatever. And I feel like, especially now, is those of me who are around the age of 40-ish, to some extent, I feel like this is like our midlife crisis now. Yeah. And we're looking for, man, I go and, I've got this job that's a career now, not just me, working at nightclubs as being younger or whatever, and just needing something to come home to again, kind of, that's more imagination based and stuff. Taking it back to when I was younger and whatnot. And I feel like there's got to be a lot of people like us. And then, sorry, one more thing. And then I feel like fold that into the fact that 5th edition is simpler, like you guys say. You know what I mean? That all those people like me who are looking to do this, now when they hop into it...
It's a huge deal.
Yeah, it's not overly complicated when you do it, too. So
that's the reason why I think I got into it and wanted to DM again.
Right.
I wouldn't have done it if they would have kept going with 4th edition. It's just too complicated for new people, Also, y'all haven't died yet, which is great. I mean, Ravenloft kills everybody, so I just appreciate that.
I think going back when you say midlife crisis, I think it's just a cultural shift, because you think about TVs and movies and video games, everything's visually force-fed to you. It's spoon-fed to you. You don't have to think. You just watch a screen.
Right.
Because I sit there, sometimes I come home from work, and I don't want to think. I don't even want to play video games because I don't want to do anything with my thumbs. I'll just watch TV and veg out. Whereas this gives you where you have to engage. It's like
problem solving.
Well, and it's like watching a play. If you go watch a live-action play, it is so different than watching TV, because you have to pay attention to the dialogue and the acting and imagine what they're doing and getting more of the visual from the props. Yeah. And so I think you're seeing it more, because I look at, Nate's background with all the board games where you have X-Wing and you have the Arkham Horror and those board box sets is D&D style, like, because you have tokens that move on squares. And it's still, though, what's funny is D&D still has that stigma of a basement kind of person that's hiding in the dark, and he's just nerding out with glasses and just eating Hot Pockets and it's not like that.
No, absolutely not. Well,
I don't know. I think it's
maybe it was, but look, those people are powerful as hell now in the world. I mean, so
I feel like it's more. I feel like just nerd culture in general. Every movie is a superhero movie, but Skyrim, that everybody fucking plays video games and everything. I feel like it's more acceptable nowadays. Like I brought it up at work, and everybody at work wanted to play. I just feel like, in general, people don't think it's as nerdy and
It depends on the age group, I think, of the people.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we're all in our 20s, and everybody was totally down
I had
right
a
away
lot
to
of people
play.
ask me about it, like curious
Wow.
about
That's-
playing. Yeah.
I've mentioned it, like I've mentioned Labyrinth Liveverse, plug for the show, to like coworkers, and they're like, "Oh, cool!" And I'll email them the links to YouTube. I'm like, "Check it out." And if you like, games and comics, we have a group on Facebook. Just look it up,
Yep.
And but your Corey's right. I mean, it is more socially acceptable, and people are more interested.
Oh
in
man,
it.
absolutely.
I think it goes back to-
Magic's huge now.
Magic probably
always been
changed it.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah, Magic's always been big. I mean, I used to watch my buddies in the barracks when I was stationed in Pearl. We'd sit there and play Magic and drink tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some really interesting games, but
Totally.
No,
All right, well, cool.
I'll end on this too. I'll end on this. I bought that package tonight, the Curse of Strahd package for Roll20.
because I did a Kickstarter for Dirk.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna get it anyway. I
know you
Um,
are. I was gonna buy it and gift it to you. That's what I was
well,
gonna do.
it just there's so much content in Curse of Strahd that I had to. I don't even think I would have spent like the entire week prepping for each session, whereas now everything is in front of me. So I'm interested to see how you guys respond to the visuals in it, because it's going to be different.
So I'm excited about that. The other thing, Dirk, that I'll just say while we're talking about this is when we get to a spot where you think we're like maybe 3-4 sessions-ish from the end, if you
Yeah.
kind of hit me up on the side, I would like to DM even just like a real simple mission. I've got a
Absolutely.
I've got
Yeah.
just a story starter set
I want to
that I
play.
got 2 years ago, and I'd like to kind of just get my feet wet with that.
Yes.
First of all, it's something simple that would, like I say, would take maybe like 3, 4, 5 sessions or something like that. But I'd like to let you
Yes.
play a little bit, and I want to try
No,
and
I'm
get
dying, man.
get
I
behind
just for character
the DM
creation.
side of it
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'd be interested to see the 5th edition starter kit, because I remember buying a 2nd edition starter kit, and
Yeah.
it came with a CD.
Right.
Did it come with It came with a CD, or no? It came with a cassette tape.
Of course. Right.
That's how long ago it was. So you'd sit there and you'd play. They had it play like the voices and stuff instead
funny.
of instead
I remember
of Dirk doing
that.
it all.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's funny.
That's crazy.
All right, Corey.
And I
anything
have it
else?
somewhere. I have it somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but I have it.
Corey, are you gonna be available Wednesday nights?
Yeah.
I think so.
But, you know,
Let's
Put
see.
you on the spot live.
That's what my other group plays, but I don't know.
I'll kill that other DM.
yeah.
He was talking about
I won't-
canceling the group, so
Or
we'll
get
see.
them to pick a different night. Get them to take Thursdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can do Thursdays. I'll try and make it happen.
All right.
Only if Josh can't do it, but anyway.
I'm going to force us to move on, fellas.
Sweet.
We could do this all night, I'm sure.
No, I could talk. Yeah.
So before we go, the final topic of the day is going to be, we're going to mix our spoiler segment and Star Wars together. Have a discussion around Star Wars, full spoilers for several different things. Before I go there, we always like to give shout outs to the YouTube community, people who have YouTube channels that supported us this week, that subscribe to us. I will say, as I always do, we went up 20 subscribers and I can only see 4 of them, because lots of people don't show who they're subscribed to. And all you got to do is go up in the menu and click a button to do that. So I apologize if you subscribe to us and you're not in the shout-out, but that's the reason why. I just go to my subscribers, and it's people who share their subscribers. So I don't know if the rest of y'all are watching booty dances on YouTube and don't want the world to see
Twerking.
that. But yeah, anyways. This week, just special thanks. We really appreciate the support. So everybody, these people's channels will be down in the description. You can click on the links, click a subscribe to those guys. Good stuff. I go back and watch everybody's videos. I know Corey watches some of them too, just to see if we can, make sure that the content, makes sense and isn't like some Nazi or something on there. And anyways, I'm taking away from these people because I like their stuff. But Dexter's Labs. Gert Lush Gaming, who do something kind of similar to us. If you get on there, they do a talk show, they do a vlogcast, and then mixed up with like other nerd content type shows. Meteor Wasp and Miss Amy. So those are the 4 this week. Thank you for subscribing to us. Appreciate it. And everybody else, please click in our description. Go down, click on their channel, click YouTube, click subscribe. That'll take you about 2 seconds to do that. And support the people out there that are supporting us, please. We appreciate that. Also,
Sure.
I keep meaning to say it. I always forget it every week. Thank you to Fred Thomas for our theme music. Thank you to Xee Reiter for our logo. Both of you, really appreciate that. Both those people went on their way, gave us their work for free, basically, and really appreciate it, really enjoy it. So thank you to you two as well. So, that being said, we're about to go full spoilers in Star Wars. If you have not watched Rogue One and the Last Jedi trailer, then you want to check out now. And if you're not watching the Last Jedi trailer because you want to stay in the dark before the movie comes out, I can respect that. But we're going deep on that trailer right now.
If you haven't seen Rogue One, then we don't respect that.
That's true. That is true, because it's excellent, excellent stuff. So anyway, if you're taking off, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. For everybody else, we're going full spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Nice. Is that for next week?
Yep.
Oh man, I want that. I keep on seeing it. I want it bad.
Dude, you don't know what I have for.
Oh, those $30 pieces are badass. I want them.
Well, I have the Corellian freighter.
Nice. That's awesome. So, I want to have a conversation. And me and Corey try to. We both kind of come on the same page where we don't want to spoil stuff for ourselves that came out of interviews and things like that.
Right. Yeah, I'm the same way.
That being said, for some reason, we're not getting enough trailers for The Last Jedi, so I need to go back to that first trailer and pick it apart a little bit. Our buddy Bill got on our Facebook group and posted up a video that somebody put up there about the scene in the trailer where the bookshelf is.
Yeah.
And then there's a page with a finger that's on there. And what another thing that I realized, so when I went to Europe on the plane flight, I watched Rogue One again. Fucking love Rogue One. So great.
Yes.
So anyways, speculation and then going back and watching Rogue One is all around this stuff called the wills, and the what's his name, Chirrut Imwe, is referred to in Rogue One as a guardian of the wills. So that's when the first time I'm gonna mess up everybody's names because it's been 2 weeks since I watched it, but Captain what's his name?
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Salida, Captain.
I keep thinking of Urzo, but that's
Right. So when him and Jin are walking through town, and they kind of see them off to the side, and he actually, Chirrut actually talks to her, and it's like, hey, he can feel the crystal on her necklace, right?
Yep.
So he talks to her from like across the alleyway.
Yeah.
And when she goes to Captain S, what the hell is his name? And says, who are those guys? He's like, oh, they're guardians of the wills. They're basically old monks or whatever, and moves along. So,
The Cassian? No.
Cassian was the Botham's or the rebel spy.
Right.
Cassian was going to kill her.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Parents.
Yeah,
Yes,
Cassian.
Cassian.
Right,
Yeah.
Right, okay, gotcha. So, anyways, two different things here is a long time ago when I've got, like, I'm going to make things fall if I grab it, but I got an interview from George Lucas from 1977.
Okay.
And back in the day, he was talking about writing the story from the point of view of these like galactic overseers, kind of like the Watcher in Marvel or whatever, who they are kind of watching the whole story take place and like writing about it. And and if you go back to the original, I even have it behind the flag here, the original book that came out that was the movie adaptation for A New Hope is referred to as the Journal of the Wills, and it's basically like writing it from this other like point of view that's watching all this stuff take place. And George eventually at some point scrapped that idea and kind of folded it into the Force in general, and just kind of the whole galactic tying everything together instead of there being like a group of people that does that. And the Wills kind of went away. So anyways, long story short, the Wills are coming back, and everybody's speculating that that's what those books are. Now, the video that Bill posted on our Facebook group, which is I'm going to put in the link of this of our video here, so you can go watch it and see what we're talking about. He kind of points out a couple things I think are interesting. Is that he said, and I don't know if I agree with this, but he said that George Lucas was very purposeful on there not being paper and written records in the Star Wars universe. We've never seen paper anywhere, that everything is like hologram projections and recordings of stuff and whatnot, that nobody ever has a book anywhere. And he says that that kind of ties into the Star Wars cultural universe has a short memory. Now, again, I don't know if I buy all this stuff, but his point is that 2 decades after the Republic fell, so after Mace Windu and all the Jedis died, after Order 66, so 2 decades after that, you've got the guy on the Death Star telling Darth Vader that nobody believes in their ancient religion anymore.
Yeah. Yep. Hokey religion. Yep.
Yeah, and then
well, that was Han. Sorry.
Right. And then three decades after Return of the Jedi, Rey thought that Luke was a myth.
Yeah.
So if you think of things that happened 30 years ago in our lifetime, nobody thinks that any of that was a myth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can go back and see it in our kind of recorded history or whatnot. And so I don't know if that's just purposeful or if it just kind of happened that way, if those things were just coincidence or people weren't thinking about it when they wrote people's lines or whatnot.
Yeah.
But,
the only problem, though, with Rey is with her thinking that Skywalker was a myth, you've got to look at where she lived, how she grew up, though. As a scavenger, she probably didn't, really hear about all that because she lived in an AT-AT.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
so it's like I guess I could see her thinking that he's a myth. I could see that, and
Sure.
but they never fully explained, what happened to the Rebel Alliance and why they became the Resistance in the last movie, in A Force Awakens.
Correct. I feel like they've got another 20 years of movies ahead of us that we'll explore that for sure.
Yeah.
But and then the one other thing that I just wanted to add to this conversation, and I'll let you guys talk about it a little bit, is that Donnie Yen, who played Chirrut, I was reading an interview with him afterwards where he is not allowed, he cannot discuss the backstory of his character. So that tells me that it's all going to tie together even more, and you would assume that whatever's in that book is the reason why Luke says it's time for the Jedi to end. So I feel like that's the path that we're going down, that something's going to be crazy about those books. And just like I say, as I was watching Rogue One and then saw that those guys were the Guardians of the Wills, see that reading other stuff about wills and then Googling a couple things and finding out that I actually have a book where they talk about the Journal of the Wills and whatnot from 40 years ago. Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. And, it's interesting. We'll see where it goes. There we go.
Sure.
Spiel done. So, yeah, you guys can kind of spit a little bit on top of that if you want to as well.
Well, it's funny is I remember when I first saw the Last Jedi trailer, and at first I didn't, because I was taking it all in, I didn't recognize those were like books themselves. I thought they were like coffins, some weird thing. But it was when they cut over and they show that old Republic symbol, and it was on paper. I didn't really thought it was out of ordinary because we have books, so I just thought, it's a book. Cool.
Yeah. Until I watched that video, I didn't.
Until I watched that video, then I started thinking about it, and Rogue One, I think, did a really good job of gapping the really bad storytelling with metachlorians
Yep.
and bad acting to A New Hope, and but yeah, when they go to Jeddah and you see the old Jedi statues everywhere. I mean, there was a lot of Easter eggs in that scene, and you see those, the monks that protected the Kyber crystals, and he does talk about seeing her Kyber crystal and talking about it. You knew there was something up with him because he was so adamant about it. And with Luke going to find the first Jedi temple, it only makes sense that there would have to be books.
Right.
But what did he find in the books that wants him to, tease that line like the Jedi must end? We don't even know who's saying it.
Right.
Right.
We don't know. And
yeah,
true.
The one other thing that I just had read that was while I was doing all this stuff is that they were saying that Chirrut, his kind of use of the Force became stronger whenever he was around more of the crystals. So when he was on Jeddah, he was super strong against all the stormtroopers, and then again when he's on what's the last planet where Rogue One all die?
Scalaris? No, Scaris.
Yeah, so
Scaris.
when he's there, he really doesn't do a lot of stuff until the Death Star shows up, which has all the Kyber crystals, and the laser or whatever as well. So I don't know. We'll see.
But that could explain, why the Jedi uses a Kyber crystal in their lightsaber to keep that small pocket of Force energy. Because Luke was, think about him. If you really delve into into Empires, when Luke's training, when he goes into the cave and confronts basically Vader, which is himself, when the mask blows up, Yoda tells him not to bring his weapons because he doesn't need them. But if he had left his lightsaber back, would have happened? Would you have seen that strong of a vision?
Right.
Or was it because he had the lightsaber with him, with the Kyber, that enhanced his Force abilities? Because look at Yoda. You never saw Yoda in Empire or Jedi with a lightsaber, yet in the prequels, he was flipping all over the place. Now, granted, that was CGI, but,
He's younger.
What caused Yoda to all of a sudden just age so rapidly from Episode 3 to Episode 5?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he lived on Dagobah, which, supposedly life, everything around you penetrates and creates the Force, yet Yoda was, pretty
gnarly.
decrepit. Yeah. But Obi-Wan, kept this lightsaber from Anakin, and he's just chilling in Tatooine like, what's up, dude? I can make, cry dragon noises and stuff.
Yep. Totally. Corey? You got any input?
No, I think we covered it.
Ready for The Last Jedi?
Yep. For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Dirk?
I don't have much conjecture when it comes to that. I didn't even think about the books until I watched that video, to be honest.
Right.
But I don't have that. I don't know as much Star Wars lore as y'all do, so I don't.
We've seen so little of The Last Jedi that if you take that 2 minutes that we've seen, in 10 seconds of it were those books.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like there's something.
And I think they're doing it.
Yeah.
I think they're purposely not releasing much for The Last Jedi. I really do.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't even see a lot of interviews. It's hard. I don't look for interviews. I don't want to read interviews until
I'm sure
after
the script was completely under wraps.
Well, it was. I think that they're working really hard to keep this probably the most tightly kept secret in Hollywood, which is hard to do because, Force Awakens, you're like, you couldn't wait for it, but it was very apprehensive after the burn of Episode 1, 2, and 3. Right. You're like, I want to be excited, but I'm scared to be excited.
Well, I think they realized that the secrecy in this universe makes it what it is.
It does.
You got to kind of dole out the information very wisely.
Yeah. Well, and you think of like Empire. Kushner had it a lot easier when he directed Empire of keeping who Vader was because we didn't have the internet.
Yeah.
Right.
But and now even
Now
with
we
Force
over-examine
Awakens,
everything. Yeah.
even with Force Awakens, people were with the freaking drones and satellites looking at I can't remember the stupid name of the studios over in England.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Right.
But they were like trying to get on there, like, "Ooh, the Millennium Falcon! Look at this new X-wing." It's like, I want to be surprised.
Right,
I don't
me
want to
too.
be,
Yeah.
but I want to be surprised.
Also, though, Jeff, the adverse of that is that you have too much information. You have conflicting theories all the way where, people don't really they have 5 different ideas about who Rey is.
Well, I had my own, and I want to say it's Luke's daughter, but then people are like, well,
I don't
maybe
read shit on the
Obi-Wan
internet
is
though
his
for that
daughter.
reason. I just don't.
No, I came up with her being Luke's daughter off my own.
Yeah.
Just after watching, because I watched it opening night, and then I went back and watched it the next night. I watched it back to back because it was so good, and so I was reading into it, and I was like, I was thinking, and I would watch. I didn't break it down like some of these people that broke down the scenes of her flashback when she grabs Luke's lightsaber.
Right.
Which is, I mean, if you really think about the lineage of that lightsaber, that was Anakin's lightsaber.
Yep.
That Obi-Wan had, then Luke had it, and now she has it. So
somehow, how did Maz get it?
How did she get it? Because last time we knew, it was going down some mining cloud.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it's like, but did she find it? Did someone else find it? And who the hell would go find it?
Yep.
She's probably a Targaryen.
Targaryen.
All right, let's cut it off, guys. Thank you for watching, everybody. Again, I could do this all night as much as the D&D stuff. But yeah, that's been episode 59 of Comically Gaming. Join us next week for the Spider-Man Homecoming Spectacular.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Good whip.
Later.
Y'all have a good evening.
Thanks, Dirk. Thanks, Jeff.
Later.
Y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good night.
Night.